The older I get, the more and more I realize that life is not fair. There are those who attempt to lie and say it is, but that is a lie. Life is not fair. It's really not. Not everyone receives the same opportunities in life. Not everyone receives the same chances or breaks in life. Life is not fair. You don't choose what part of the world you are born. Some people are born in a third world country, where their opportunities are significantly limited in comparison to someone who was born in a first world affluent nation. You don't choose the family or the upbringing you have. Life isn't fair. It took me over 45 years to learn that life is not fair. Not everyone goes through the same hardships and the same struggles as other people. Some people are born with quite literally the world stacked against them, while some people are born with silver spoons in their mouth, and they have never ever had to worry about money a day in their life. Life is not fair, and I have seen how cruel life can be to people. I have seen how cruel life can be to good people, lovely people. You see, as a pastor, you see people at their lowest and even their highest points. But I have seen how life can pull the rug from under people's feet. I've seen a faithful spouse receive divorce papers from a cheating spouse. I remember seeing a news story last year of a man who was freed after 44 years in prison following a wrongful conviction. Imprisoned wrongfully for 44 years. 44 years. For a crime he did not commit. 44 years. Years passed, decades passed, and I cannot fathom how that man felt to see life pass him by for 44 years for a crime he did not commit. He went in as a young boy and came out an old man. 44 years. There is nothing fair about that. Life is not fair. Life is ruthless. This world can quite literally be ruthless. I remember listening to a preacher preaching on this same subject, and he said the following paragraph, and it stuck with me for years. Some folks have to work harder than other people. Some people don't have the breaks that others have. Life's not fair. It took me a while to learn that. It took me a while to learn that life can dish you out some backstabbing things. Life can stab you in the back when you are innocent and you haven't done anything. That's the way the world is. And isn't that so true? You see parents who give birth to a child, and a mother and father pours all their heart and soul into that child. Raise that child with every fiber of their being. Pour all of their resources, their love and affection, their time and money into that child. To see that child die at 21. And what do you say to a parent going through that? What can you say to a parent experiencing that pain? There is nothing fair about that. No parent should have to bury their child. It's not fair. But it happens in this world we live in, and that parent has to live with a part of their heart missing. Life is not fair. We live in a broken world because of sin. I am sure if you look at your own life, there are things you see which have happened to you, which are just clearly not fair. But that is the nature of this life. Not just unfair things, but even personal tragedies. I am sure in your personal life, you have experienced tragedies and calamities. And the worst thing about tragedies, they come in different shapes and sizes. There are some that come and are open and exposed for all of the world to see. And there are others which are quiet and subtle. Not even your closest family members know it happened to you. And the sad reality is right now, as I am preaching this message, There are some people who are living in fear that something bad is going to happen to me. It's been too long with nothing bad happening to me. Things are going too well right now. Something bad has to happen. Now, thank God that this unfair world is not going to last forever. This world that is full of tragedy is not going to last forever. How does that make you feel, knowing that you, as a born-again believer, are going to a place where there is no unfairness, where the ruler is a just God who loves you, cares for you so much so that He was willing to send His only begotten Son to die for you? Heaven. This is one of the biggest mistakes we make as Christians. We don't think enough about heaven. No, we don't. Heaven, for a lot of believers, is an afterthought. Heaven, for some believers, is something they are not even looking forward to. My friend, I am telling you, heaven will be so amazing. All the unfair things that happen here in this world do not exist in heaven. All the tragedies that exist on earth don't exist in heaven. I want you to look forward to heaven. Look forward to it. Welcome it. Just imagine a place where there are no worries, no wars, no jealousy, no lust, no sin, no heartbreak, no pain, no aging. You won't grow old. You won't ever get sick. You won't ever lose a loved one. No sickness, no hospital, no doctors, no dentist, or afflictions, or death, or injustices and loss. What are you worried about right now? What are you stressed about right now? What are you losing sleep over tonight? Whatever it is, it won't exist in heaven. Imagine a life where you will never have to worry. A life where you never get stressed. Your mind can't fathom that type of life, but that is what waits for a believer. A place so beautiful, a place so perfect, a place so peaceful, a place so loving, a place so unique where everything is so perfect and beyond description, a place where we will be singing and worshiping God, beholding His glory. Heaven is that place, my brother and my sister. It is a place of unimagined blessing, a spectacular place. I know I mentioned this before, but I want to mention it one more time. There will be no death. Death has stalked mankind ever since the time of Adam. Death has had a near enough 100% record, but not in heaven. It is not allowed. Never again will you have to go to a graveyard. Never again will you have to see a casket. Never again will a family weep and mourn. Never again will you receive a phone call to tell you that a loved one has passed on. Never again will you hear about a high school friend or a teacher who has passed on. Blessed God, I am ready for that day. Every second someone is receiving news of the passing of a loved one. Never again. Never again. You will have no reason to mourn over your loved ones. Everyone will be happy together forever, and no more fear of death. The Bible made it clear that there would be no death. That is not all. If there are no deaths anymore, that means the things that cause death will not exist. They will be gone. Sickness won't be able to enter the gates of heaven. Death won't be able to enter the gates of heaven. There will be nothing but life where you are heading, nothing but joy where you are going. There will be nothing but perfect health, no medication, no checkups in the land of the living. I know I preach a lot about heaven, but that is because I want you to look forward to it. And the best thing about heaven is you will be able to see God face to face. Revelation says, just imagine seeing God face to face. I struggle even imagining what God looks like, But there will come a day where I don't have to imagine what God looks like. One day I will see the Lord. Allow that to bring you peace in whatever you are going through. Know that one day I will be with the Lord, and He will wipe all of my tears away. I will be safe in His hands for all eternity. My Father, my Heavenly Father, my Redeemer, my Lord.